What's up, guys? Another episode of Know Your Worth TV. I can't believe we're on episode 27. Thank you to the Chamber. I was about to say Chambers of Commerce because we were talking about it. Thank you to the Content Creators Experience for collabing and being able to provide this experience that we're having where we're listening to stories of others, how they've overcome adversity, but also highlighting the success, highlighting how they became a nominee for the second annual Spotlight Award that's happening June the 28th. So make sure that if you guys are in Miami that you want to get your tickets. I mean, I'm interviewing people and I see that they're coming from North Carolina. I've heard Norway. I've heard from Orlando. So there's no excuses of wherever you may be that you do not attend this event. It's going to be an exciting opportunity. But today we have another nominee, which I'm so excited to find a little bit about her. And I know she may be a little nervous, but we want to make it as easy as possible and just have a conversation and just highlight the story. We all have a story, and I want you guys to all know that you're not alone. There's people that look like you, that walk like you, that have a story like you, that have overcome adversity. And this is just another example. So, Jordana, how are you today, ma'am?
I'm really grateful to be here with you. This is my first live, so
Oh, we're gonna
definitely
make this amazing
interesting
for
for
you.
me. And yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm good.
I'm ready too. It's early in the morning, 10:30. My daughter woke me up. Well, actually, I woke up my daughter today. Actually, she wanted to sleep a little late. But I got my little coffee because I know it's going to be an amazing story. We got two interviews today, but we're going to start off with you today. Um, I know that you started a nonprofit, right? You love to give back. I know that you're on the Women's Chamber of Commerce in Miami. I know that you've told me a little story on the history of what happened to your husband. So you are also an advocate for those that, safety of motorcyclists, right? So we'll talk about that as well. Is there anything that I'm missing on the background? Or I just know that you love to give back at this point. I was looking through your social media. I was looking at the content that you post, and it's just amazing to know that you have a spirit of giving, and I think you'll be tremendously blessed for that. All right, so I definitely. Is there anything that I'm missing though?
No, I mean, I'm a mom of three boys.
Okay,
I have a full-time job for
okay.
17 years. I work at Perry Ellis International. It's a fashion designer. I work in the corporate office for 17 years. And since 2009, I opened my nonprofit, which is Young Dreams Community Outreach. Aside, it's just my passion. It's just what I love to do. So that's aside from my job. But yeah,
Okay, so
that's
let's
pretty
start. Let's start with the corporate job first,
much.
and then we'll get out to the fun stuff on how you got there, why, so forth, so on. So you said you're working for the fashion company, and you're working the corporate side. So what exactly is the title that you hold over there? Like, are you actually a fashion designer for that company, or what is it that you're doing?
No, I'm actually the manager for the imports and trade finance department. So I oversee all the shipments coming in for the company, and then I pay all their vendors pretty much.
Copy, copy. So you're more than financial side. You're good with numbers, I would say.
I guess.
Something like that. No worries, no worries. So okay, that's cool. And you said you've been doing that for how long?
17 years is my 17th year.
Oh, that same company.
Yeah, I started when
Oh,
I was 21.
loyalty, loyalty at its finest, and you must be happy if you're there after all these years.
Yeah,
So
it's my
they're
second
treating you well.
family.
They're treating you well. All right,
Mhm.
cool. So, but past that, you then decided in 2009 that you're going to start a nonprofit. Why did you start that nonprofit?
So actually, one day I actually lived in a underserved community, and I went to a giveaway with my child, and he was actually the next one in line. But when it was his turn, they ran out of things to give.
Oh my
But
God.
as that happens, it really wasn't a big deal. I actually analyzed like everything that they did in the giveaway. What were they doing? How were they serving food? How it was like organized? And I sat down in the car after the event and I told a friend who was with me, I told her, man, I really want to do something like this. It was actually a toy giveaway, but I'm like, but I want to do something different. I was like, I really want to give out school supplies. Like, I want to help kids with educational materials. I remember in school, sometimes kids didn't have a pencil, they didn't have certain things, and they didn't feel like confident. They would stay quiet or whatever. So I'm like, I really want to do this, but I want to give school supplies. She was like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? And like a month later, I just started reaching out to people collecting books or whatever, seeing how do you fundraise. I had no knowledge of giving back anything to anybody. Um, so I eventually went to a local commissioner's office in the district, and I explained to them, I there was somebody in the front desk, and I explained to them like, hey, I have this idea. I want to give out school supplies. Would you guys be interested? Can I meet with anybody? They're like, oh, do you have a business card? Do you have anything? I'm like, no, I don't have anything. They're like, all right. But you need to come back. You have to have a business card, a website. You gotta have something. We can't just give you an appointment with the commissioner. Okay, he's like, I'll give you an appointment for next week, but you gotta come back with everything. And I was like, okay. So I reached out to like all my friends that did like websites or anything, and I told them this is what I need, and I did it all in 1 week. I got the business card, the website, I got everything that they requested, and I came back
Wow.
with like a little plan, I guess in my
Yeah.
mind, a small plan, an idea. And I met with them, and I explained to them my idea, and they said, "Yeah, let's do it. We'll pay for all the park fees, everything, and you fundraise." And then that's how the nonprofit started. That's how it started. And that first year, we did a huge back to school giveaway. We had over 500 book bags. We had over 3,000 people attend, career stations. Yeah, it was beautiful.
How does that make you feel knowing that was your first one and it was such a big deal like that?
It was beautiful. I got volunteers from the neighborhood to be a part of it. Everybody felt really united.
Mhm.
I loved it. And then since then, I was like addicted, I guess. No, I was like, we got to make it bigger and better, and we have to get more things. And
And I know you mentioned that really what sparked that moment of wanting to start one was your son. Was
yeah,
there something before that in your life that led you to know that it was more than just your son? Maybe there was a backstory that you've had to experience. Did you ever experience your own struggles growing up that led you to that as well?
um, well, yeah, I, I had an interesting childhood. Everything wasn't perfect. Um, I did see your story and I can relate a little bit, but I won't want to mention much in this interview.
Okay,
Um, so I did leave at a young age and start my own path.
got it.
Um, and
Okay.
I
Yeah,
guess
no need,
yeah,
no
that's
need.
pretty
I
much
love it. I love it. And the
it.
reason I did mention that, and it's always fascinating when I do these interviews and someone says, I heard your story. And I'm like, what? I'm doing the research. What are you guys researching me for? But
I
no,
heard it
I
this
truly,
morning. I saw it this
I
morning.
no, I get it, right? There's things in our lives that really it's more being a parent definitely sparks more in life. But there's so much more those roots that are really deep in us that allow us
Mhm.
to know that we just don't want to repeat the same cycles, not
Yes,
for
that's a
not for our own family and not for others that we come across. So it seems like in your case it was something like that, where hey, there was some trauma. I want to make sure that I'm better and you are better and you've been doing it since 2009 and you've been doing this giveaways. So I'm guessing that I've also been doing the nonprofit for some time and the giving away, and it's just very fulfilling, and it's so bigger than us, because the way that I looked at it was, and the reason I started my organization was really because when I used to have to go back to school after these holidays, I would have to make up a story because they'll always ask you like, "What did you do during the holidays?" And it's like, I don't know, nothing. Like I didn't do anything, but I would write a story, and I didn't want someone else to have to make up a story. I wanted them to have a story. So that's how I started the nonprofit, and I wanted to do some fun stuff. So we did the bounce house, the turkey giveaway, the feeding them, and whatever it may be. So it's an exciting, and it's cool that you've done that for so long, and that you're still doing it, for the community. And really, you probably won't know the difference that you're actually making, right? You're just doing it because passion, love, but you don't know that one child that you're really changing his life because you don't know what he has to go back home to. So I commend you on that, and it's so amazing, and you have to have a heart of gold to be doing things like that. So thank you, for that, and I'm pretty sure anybody else that may be watching this wants to thank you as well. Go ahead and thank her. All right, so that's one of the sides of the nonprofit that you started, that you founded. Now you also on the Women's Chambers of Commerce. How did that come about? And did you ever think that was even a thing for you?
No, never. Actually, I know the president of the chamber, Corinne. Many years ago, I did some t-shirt designing, and she had a some fashion programs for charity and so forth. And I did a couple like a fashion show with her too. We worked together. I helped her. She helped me. Um, and then as the years go, we always communicate, but we went our own ways. Um, and when she became the president, she reached out and she told me, you need to be on this board. Like you're the one for community outreach. And I was like, what? I had seen it on Instagram a couple of times. I'm like, well, the chamber, that's nice, whatever. But I definitely had no idea they would be interested in me being a part of it. So I was humbled. I was like, wow, really? Oh my God. And I love it. The women are amazing. They actually empower me. They help me. It's really an honor. I love it. I really, really.
And how long have you been serving on that board already?
A couple months. So we just started in January. So
Okay. Okay, so new to the board, a lot
new
of
to
work
the
to get
board.
done.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what this brings you, especially that you have your own nonprofit. You're so driven on the community outreach thing. This is going to be phenomenal for you. But this is crazy how 2009, it took time, right? It
Yeah,
took
I used
time for you
to.
to really do your own thing. Then someone to highlight you and say, "Hey, I see what you're doing. I think you'll be amazing, and you can impact more lives." Because at that level, you're not just impacting the people that you've been working with, but now you're able to impact even more organizations and more people. So that's tremendous that you had a vision based off that one moment, and here you are today, about to make everybody else's dream or vision come to reality. That's really amazing.
Yeah, since that first vision, I then started telling like coworkers, since I'm at the job all day, it's my full-time job, I would hide like donations under my desk, would be like, bring me your used books or used, and my bosses would tell me, what are you doing? You can't be collecting stuff at the job. I'm like, oh, sorry. And and now my job actually supports me. They allow me to do fundraisers there
Wow.
in-house, like in lunch break, I can do bingos to raise funds for different causes. Everybody brings me stuff. So it's beautiful how it first I wasn't allowed and now they're like, yes, like they love it and they're very supportive of me. Um, but since then we've done over 15 back to school giveaways, Easter egg hunts, toy giveaways. I go to the Abused Women and Children Center and take them things, the homeless shelters, the elderly community centers. I really feel like when I can't give, I start, I'm missing a part of me. And I become
Mm,
a little sad actually sometimes if I'm like, for a while, I'm like, hold on, I need a new project. It's something that that fulfills me. I need to do it.
yeah, that's your purpose. It's your purpose to give back for whatever reason it may be. That's amazing. So, all right, we spoke about the 9 to 5, and that's so cool that you still have this full time and still find the time to give back. And you're a mother of three. Like,
Yeah.
people, if you're watching here, the excuse of I don't have the time is definitely just that, an excuse, right? Because if you find the time, if you find like-minded people, if you find people that can connect with your vision, and that's a lot of it, is that people connect with your vision. At some point they may have dealt with that, maybe they've had kids to deal with that, and they see exactly what you're wanting to do. So that's always powerful, and it's powerful for you to even put yourself out there a lot of the times. So that's tremendous. Now you were mentioning something to me as well, that there was something else that you had to overcome here in the last couple of years. You want to go ahead and talk about how you're
Yeah.
also giving back in another part of your life and why you're giving?
Yeah. So in 2021, I experienced something I've never felt before. It was um, my husband stepped out one afternoon in his motorcycle, and unfortunately, a driver failed to yield properly and crossed in front of him. And that day, he didn't make it back. When I got the news, it was too late. He had already passed, and it was the darkest, deepest pain I've ever felt. Um, Slowly, I overcame it. I had tremendous amount of support from my friends and family. Um, but I began to get this. I got passionate to make sure that other people or to try for other people for the same thing not to happen to them. So I started analyzing like, okay, kids nowadays take driver's education, they make them do drug and alcohol, but nobody teaches them about motorcycle safety and awareness, how to share the road safely with
Yeah.
motorcyclists. So I'm like, there's a gap. How can I bring this information out? So it started off by me just trying to heal and sharing posts on social media. So we created this Instagram, it's called Respect the Ride. And I just started sharing like information on tips on how to share the road, check your blind spots, just be aware of motorcycle, different tips. And from there, I saw a lady, it's called an organization, Look Twice, NC in North Carolina. So I started talking to her, and she told me how it's mandatory in North Carolina for kids to take this quiz. So they basically go to the classrooms in high schools in their driver's education course, and they take a short test, and they give them some information on how to share the road safely with motorcyclists. And she showed me what she does, and I was really interested. I'm like, man, I want to create something like that for Florida. So um, I started working on a quiz like for kids. Like I started putting all kinds of tips together, and I created a short quiz. I actually worked with the Florida Highway Patrol, the same ones that investigated my husband's accident. And I explained to them what I wanted to do, and they were like, what? Nobody's ever wanted. Nobody has wanted to do this after something like this. This is incredible. So I created a safety and awareness video with them,
Mm-hmm.
where they share their own experience on the road. And I created a short quiz of 8 questions to bring into the classroom and a tips video. So we just put the program together, and basically we're going to be going to our first classroom in September, where we're going to go in, we're going to introduce ourselves, we're going to show the kids this tips video, how to share the road, we're going to quiz them to see how much they really know, and we'll go over this information along with the Florida Highway Patrol video. So my goal is basically to try to spread awareness, to put it in the children's minds. It's for them to see motorcyclists, to be aware of them. What should they do?
Yeah.
What shouldn't they do? And to try to save lives.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you were able to really find the strength to overcome that. It is a loss in itself is never easy. And then after the loss to figure out how can I continue to keep his name alive per se, right? Because
Yeah.
now his story will be shared forever. As long as you
Mhm.
live, and even after, it will continue to be shared, and all through this project that you're working on. So it's tremendous that you're doing it. I'm so excited that you've been able to communicate with someone, and someone that's already kind of doing it. And it's so important,
Mhm.
man. I always talk about the communication. Social media is a thing. A lot of
Yeah.
times you don't realize what a post can do, what this video can do, and who can we impact, right? At some point, someone is going to watch it and realizing that they've actually encountered something exactly like you do. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being so just vocal and open and a go-getter, and just whatever it may be that you need to go get, you go get it. Did you have that growing up? Like, is that something that you witnessed, somebody just a go-getter? Because you after it all, like, where did you get this inspiration?
I don't know. I guess from my childhood, like I knew I that's what I had to do. So it's kind of natural. Or like I get a vision and then I get passionate and then I just dedicate myself to it.
That's amazing. What do you find the time? I mean, a mom of three, that's not easy. Where do you are you sleeping? Are you staying up late? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on?
I'm staying up late. I'm doing my routine. I go to work. I make sure everything is done for the children, and then I focus on these projects, on these things that I want to that I want to accomplish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is amazing. And where do you see yourself with that particular project that you're working with? It comes to motorcyclists. Um, are you seeing this all across Florida? Is that the bigger vision?
Yeah, that's the bigger goal. I really want to target Florida virtual schools, so that way we can target the entire Florida. We're actually working on a mural in the inner city with an organization called Motivational Edge, where there's art students. We're creating this beautiful, powerful mural that's going to spread awareness in the community so the kids get to display their art, their creativity, but at the same time we're also installing this safety and awareness to them where this can be seen through the entire community. So I'm working on that too. But yeah, my goal is to have it throughout Florida. And I honestly would love for it to be a requirement for somebody to get a license. It's only a 1 hour course, the same way they're doing drug and alcohol and the other things to get a license. This should definitely be something that is included since nowadays there's more motorcycles. It's the more economical way to travel even for like your food deliveries, you see
Hmm.
them come, it's easier for them to get around the city in these type of.
Mopegs and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely increasing and we should definitely be spreading awareness and to the
Wow.
community.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's and listen, eventually it's bigger than even Florida. Like you don't know where this goes, right? You started something, you're planting a seed right now, and you already have a little connection now in North Carolina. Just imagine the people that you're able to impact in various parts of the world. Because there's a lot of I was actually in South Africa and I feel like all they did was ride mopeds. You know what I mean? And you had your cars out there, but there is a lot of people that rather travel, especially when they come from other countries here to
Hmm.
the United States.
Exactly.
That's just the easiest thing for them to actually get. It's a moped to get and transport to work or so forth, so on. So huge.
Yeah.
It definitely is huge, and we wish you nothing but success on this project. But
Thank
because
you.
of who you are, I can only imagine that's going to be greater and bigger than you ever thought. So thank you for that time. Um, when it comes to just passion, is this something that you're instilling into your kids? Whatever
Yes.
they want to do it. Like, how big is that for you right now?
Oh, that's really big. It's always been really important. I always want them to follow their dreams, that they can do anything that they think about, like anything that they think of, it can become reality. To try to be leaders, be kind. But yeah, I always try to motivate them and I try to be a really good role model. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself that I can so that that reflects on them. They go to most of my events, to the homeless shelters. They see me stuffing book bags. They see me collecting clothing, all that stuff, and they help me. So I really hope that it is something that they
Something.
continue to do.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I feel you on that. Being a role model because of my past to my daughter, right now is like everything for me. Today
Hmm.
I'm doing a panel, hosting a panel, and my wife was like, "Do you want me to bring her?" Yeah, she's only 2 years old, but yeah, bring her. She probably, right now doesn't know what's going on, but it is. I always say that it's not what we say to a child, but it's what we're doing, because a
Yep.
kid is so observant, and you can say one thing, but if you're doing the other, they want to do the other, right? So it's huge that you are walking in exactly what it is that you're telling your child. So I'm pretty sure your kids are going to continue to carry this on as well and give back because they've seen their mom give back. They see that the love that she has for people, and that's huge. The love that you have for someone, even when maybe love wasn't given to you, I think it's also a huge thing. So I'm loving that you're just whoever you come across. It seems that you're just a loving person, which is why they put you on the board of the Women's Chambers Commerce. Why you were blessed to go ahead and start this nonprofit. What is your visions with the nonprofit? Is that something that you also want to get at a higher level, or what's that vision look like?
Definitely. Definitely. I been basically me and my friends are the ones that do everything for the nonprofit, but my ultimate goal, I love my job, but I would love for the nonprofit to grow and for it to be a daily thing for me because I feel like if it does, I can do so much more. I have all these ideas. I have boards and boards of ideas, but I can't execute them because it's only me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely would love to grow, and I know that it would be a big thing, but when it's the right time.
Are you looking for board members? Maybe somebody's watching and in your area. Are you looking for members to run a committee or taking donations? Like, let's talk about it. Let's speak this stuff into existence right now. Is there anything that you're looking for?
Yes, I'm looking for help. I need help with grant writing. I need board members. I do need to be bigger and better. I'm actually thinking about I've been thinking for a couple of days to get some interns maybe that they can benefit from this. They can help me with organizing and planning, and that way they can get experience at the same time. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So if you guys are in Miami, you're located in Miami, you want to go give back to a nonprofit, whether it's just volunteering, whether it's being part of a board, maybe you're a grant writer, um, she's looking for them. All right. So reach out to her directly. It is a phenomenal thing that you're doing for the community. We're always trying to uplift our community, build our communities, especially during these times when things look so tough in the world that, we're just trying to go and make a difference. So I love that you're out here making a difference. Is there anything that you can think about that you've done as of now that you can't even imagine, like it was just such a blessing for you that you were able to accomplish? I know sometimes we just go through life just doing what we do, but then something happens that allows you to be like, man, how amazing that was that.
I don't know. I think every time that I'm able to actually, I always get like visions, like an idea. Like I had all of a sudden I'm like, I really I want to do a shoe giveaway out of nowhere, and I dram it. Nike store giving away shoes, getting the kids everything from back to school. And the next day when I woke up, I'm like, let me call the Nike store. And I reached out and I spoke to the guy. I said, hey, listen, I have this idea. And he told me, well, let's bring it to reality. And I was able to get a sponsor and privately open the Nike store and give away 100 shoes, book bags, and everything to kids in the neighborhood that really needed it. So that to me was
That's
another
amazing.
reminder, like whatever you think of, like you can
It's
do it.
possible. Yeah.
So that was amazing to me. But all the back to school events, all the events that I'm able to do, to me,
And
it's,
You have another event. I don't know if this is the actual upcoming event, but July 21st, you have
adopt the classroom.
so we're gonna start collecting because this year we want to do a little different for back to school. So we are gonna do our event in the city, but I really want to help teachers because I do see that teachers are struggling with supplies and everything. So this year we wanna, it's part of the one of the things we want to do with the chamber. We want to adopt classrooms. So we want to reach out to teachers that really are in need, and we want to provide all of their students with book bags, supplies, along with giving the teachers supplies for the rest of the year, cleaning supplies for the classroom, and just extra materials. So this year we're gonna do this program, and it's called Adopt a Classroom. So
And
that's my
was
goal.
this your another of your creative visions?
Yes.
I love it. You are just on it. And then so that one is this the correct date I you have here, July the 21st?
So July the 21st, that's our goal date.
Mhm.
Um, but it's not an
But
exact date.
okay,
I'm sure it's gonna
still
be
up
in
in the
different
air.
days.
And
Yeah, I think
then August 4th, you do have the back to school Nike shoe giveaway. Is that also something that's already in place?
so. That's the goal date too. That's
Okay.
a set date, but yes,
So this will
we
be your
will
second
be.
annual.
This is the third annual.
Third. Oh my
Third annual.
God. And Nike,
Yes,
that's
and
so, it's amazing that Nike is continuing to give back in that way as well, right? Those
yeah, I'm really
brands don't
grateful.
talk about it. Nike especially is not one to talk about donations or being back into the community. I mean, even though their advertisement is phenomenal as it is and it shows how they give back. But that's so cool that you had a vision and said, I don't know how I'm, gonna get Nike to be a part of this, but I'm calling Nike, and Nike has been a part of it for 3 years. So in total, how many shoes would you say that you've given away in those three, or this will be your third year? So let's talk about those 2 years. How many shoes you think you've given away in 2 years?
Yeah, so we've given over 200 shoes. And then we give a lot of shoes too in the city giveaway because I also have Walmart as a sponsor and they give me all their shoes. So we gave hundreds of shoes to the city. Um,
you're not even hyping yourself up right now. You just like this is amazing. This is such an amazing thing that you're doing, and you
All the
name
time, I'm like, I'm so grateful. I have these ideas, and then they just, whatever I need to come.
with a team, I'm telling you, this is just
Yeah.
you doing it by yourself. This is her doing it by herself. When you think that your vision is not big enough, she's showing you that anything is possible. You just have
Well,
to believe and execute.
yes. I mean, honestly, I cannot do it by myself. So without all the volunteers to help me, even my co-workers, which are mostly my volunteers, and then I have really close friends. So without that team of volunteers, I would definitely not be able to do it. So it definitely takes a tribe, and with all the sponsors that actually support my ideas, I'm able to do these events. So I'm really, really grateful.
This is so cool. Listen, you just so humbled about it. I love it so much. Like you, you seem like a very quiet individual. I would love to see you in action, actually, like at these events. Um, do you, other than your kids, I'm pretty sure they're very involved. Do you have also family that are supportive and show up and are a support factor for you in your life currently?
Um, well, all my immediate family, my mom, they live out of state. My brothers, I don't really have immediate family here. I have
Wow.
cousins, but I don't have immediate family.
So you're here alone, just doing it.
Yeah.
Even more tough. You're making this even a more interesting story right now. You're here alone, and you're doing so many different things for the community, for your kids, for yourself, while working a job. I don't understand how you're sleeping. I really don't. Listen, I don't want to make no excuse at this point because at this point, just watching everything that you're doing, what you've been able to create, I think it's a phenomenal thing. Is there anything else that you haven't done yet, speaking into existence, but you will be doing?
Yeah, I really want to do something that's called, we're working on a financial literacy project too with the girls from the chamber. And we want to bring this to schools, where we want to teach children how to be prepared, how to budget, how to save, how to create that resume, how to expose themselves to the professional world. And then my ultimate goal is something called the career closet, where I want to be able to provide interview clothing to those in the community that can't afford to have like a good outfit to go to an interview, so they can actually be able to feel confident and succeed. So that's my future plan.
It's what's happening. Yeah, it's definitely. We just spoke into existence. It's happening. All right, you're going to manifest at this point. I can only imagine the well, that's so cool. Why you continue to go back to schools, right? Why the schools so much? Is that because you feel like we need to grasp them at a young age? Is that the mindset? Or I see that you're doing a lot of back into the schools. Why the school? Why is that such a passion?
I don't know. I'm drawn to the schools.
Maybe having young kids, maybe, or because it's
Maybe I wasn't that involved when I was in school, actually.
got it.
And I maybe wish there was somebody that did everything that I try to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Okay. Now it makes sense. It
Yeah, I
definitely
think
makes
that's
sense.
probably it.
Yeah, yeah. I do the things I do for this young kids because of that exact reason.
And
Um,
the young generation is the future. So we want to make sure that they're
yeah.
better, that they're ready, and that they can do great things pretty much.
No, I truly believe it. I always tell myself if I had someone like me, mentoring young me, where would I be in life? Even though I'm thankful for life in itself, and I was able to have a lot of, while I may seem at that moment awful experiences, it made me. It truly made me a stronger version of me.
Me too.
So I don't regret any of it. But I do believe that we set that foundation very early on. Then we're looking at a better, generation than what we've have currently. So that's just tremendous work that you do. Now, did you go to school? Did you go to college and things like that?
I did. I did. I went to City College. I graduated with a business administration with a management major. I graduated actually at 21. Um,
Nice.
I did intend to go to school for fashion, but I couldn't afford it. That's where I ended up in Perry Ellis, but I didn't go the fashion route.
Wow.
I
But
ended
you're
up in
still
the
there.
nonprofit.
Yeah, you're still there. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, that business management is definitely helping in everything else that you're doing as well. So, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
All right, for time's sake, I do want to go ahead and make sure that I give you back your time. You are a very busy woman, but I do want to end the show with a question that I ask everyone. And what was that know your worth moment that allowed you to know, like, this is me, this is what I'm going to be doing? I know there's so many different things, so don't worry. Take your time. While you're thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and let people know that you can go ahead and support her. Again, she's looking for volunteers. She's definitely involved into the school. So if you guys ever want to collab on an event, if you guys are in Miami, I'm pretty sure the collaboration is just going to make it even easier for her. Just if you want to make any type of donations, you can see exactly what she's doing for the kids, and I think it's phenomenal that we can come together as a community to really make a huge impact. When we are able to team up, we make a bigger impact. So if you guys are interested, make sure that you guys hit up Jordana. She is also part of now the Women's Chambers of Commerce. So that's also another good thing to tap into. I'm so excited to see where her life takes her within the next just year or so, because the energy, the go-getter mentality that she has is tremendous. And she's on to something huge with all these different projects that she's going on. So what was that know your worth moment?
Okay, so I guess to answer your question, since that day of the event, I always knew that I wanted to give and I wanted to help. And then after the experience that I had with my husband, I said, that's it. I'm not gonna help anyone. I was so angry, so lost, right? And then out of nowhere, they started calling me. People started calling me like, hey, we need your help in an event for back to school. We need you to do this. And then my light started going back on. And then I'm like, hey, wait, people actually need me. They want me. They need my help to help others. And then that's where like I just started shining like brighter than ever. That I'm like, yeah, I know like they need me and I'm here to make a difference. And I need to continue to do this. And then this is where I'm at today.
Yeah, that was know your worth moment. Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
tremendous. I every interview I get to hear someone that at some point they have to really turn themselves back on, right?
Hmm.
They really have to turn themselves back on, because at any moment something in life can happen. Someone could say something to us, something tragic can happen, and we just kind of turn off completely. But it doesn't mean that you have to stay there, right? It's
Yeah.
just you need the time. In your case, it was to grieve, it was to find what was next, and those calls. And that's why it's so important that you do check in on your friends, your strong friends. You're that strong individual that I'm pretty sure people didn't expect to get to that point. But it was good that you had people that were checking in and calling you and letting you know, hey, you worthy. That hey, we need you. We need your voice. We need your execution. We need what you have, because your purpose is truly to continue to give to others. You know what I'm saying? And you'll continue to see it come back to into your life, which is why you're able to do all these different events, and you're able to have all these collaborations, and you're able to have all these sponsorships, because you're putting
Yeah.
yourself out there. So I love that know your worth moment. And if you're that type of person right now that you're feeling that maybe your light is turned off right now, don't worry. It's going to take some time. Be patient. Would you say be patient? Is that one? What are some of the things that you would say for the individual that may be asking themselves, "Am I worthy?"
I would say they're definitely worthy. um, I guess be patient. Yeah, you definitely have to be patient. Um, and you have to look within yourself.
Mm,
Sometimes you
yeah,
need that time just to look within yourself and just understand and know that you are loved and that you'll get through whatever it is you're going through.
yeah.
Um,
I love it. I love it. It's funny. I can tell you're not a very talkative person, but you're doing such an amazing job. Listen, we're almost 40 minutes in. I don't think that you realize that you would be able to do this for 40 minutes, but
oh
you've
my
been doing an amazing job. You've been giving out so many gems. You're an inspiration. If no one has told you, you're truly an inspiration. And I told you in the beginning of the show that the work that you're doing here, you're literally planting seeds for years to come. and you'll look back at this interview and you'll be like, man, I wasn't even touching the surface. There's so many, there's bigger things coming. All right. And you just don't know it yet. But the work that you put in for all these years since 2009 is not going unnoticed. You being part of this organization now with the Women's Chambers of Commerce, I can only imagine the work and the impact that you're about to make into the community. Continue to network, continue to be authentically you, continue to love on others, because it's just an amazing thing that we still have people like you that are here, that are truly just giving back at a time when maybe they need. So thank you so much for that. Felix says, is the consistency and the high quality videos for me. Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much. It's not just, but it's the people that are willing to share their stories like yourself. Be honest with
Thank
you.
you.
I created this platform because we all have a story within us. We all have a story within us. And I just been able to share my story, and I see the impact, and I wanted to pull your story and you'll see the impact.
Thank
Right.
you so much. I really
Selfishly,
appreciate it. This is
yeah,
something I've never
absolutely.
done. I'm like, but
Absolutely.
I'm so
Selfishly,
grateful.
I do this because it is uplifting. It is a very
It
uplifting. I'll leave here and I'll share your story.
is-
That's how big it is. And people don't realize that I'll share somebody else's story because um I guarantee you there's somebody that has experienced something like you. There's somebody that is doing something like you. And you're really going to push them to the next level without you ever knowing. Because when we do it, we're not expecting the thank you. We're not expecting an immediate result or immediate, gratification. We're doing it out of love, pure love, because we don't want to see someone go through life on how we have to go through life. You know what I'm saying? So tremendous. Guys, if you want to go ahead and support her, please make sure that you guys go to her Facebook, which is your name. I found you on Facebook, just Jordana. But where else can they find you if they
they can,
wanted to maybe and let me actually make sure that I pull this up here so we can put it on the screen. What is the Instagram for your organization?
the Instagram for the organization is youngdreams_co. And then we have the Respect the Ride one as well for the motorcycle safety and awareness. And they can look at our website too, youngdreamsco.org.
Perfect. So again, this is the Instagram. You guys can see a lot of the work that she's done. A lot of work. A lot of work. You just did something for Easter. Did you not just do something for Easter?
Yeah, we did a couple things for Easter. We went to the Christie House for kids that are in therapy for sex trafficking or abuse, and we did Easter baskets for them. And we also went to some underserved communities and gave Easter baskets for them too.
I love it. And you said the website was youngdreamco.org. Was that correct?
Yes.
All right, so let's post that up there for as well. So those that need to go to the website, find out how you can partner with her, find out any future events. If you want to donate, they're always putting on different events in the community. She is located in Miami currently, because we're going to speak into existence that this is bigger than just Miami. All right, this is a global thing that you'll be doing with the right team and the just right mentors. A lot of times we even need our own mentors as well.
And it's
So,
Young Dreams with an S. Okay.
oh, dream. Let's fix that. So that we do Young Dreams. There we go. Young Dreams co.org. Thank you so much, Jordana, for what you do in life, for giving me your time. You're almost 45 minutes in. You said this is your first interview. This would not be your last because you have a story to tell the world. You have more people to make impacts in their lives. And I'm just so happy that I was able to get that first interview out of you and can't wait to see what life holds. Is there any message that you want to leave to any little girl, any little boy that is watching? Is there any message you want to leave them with before we head off?
Just to know that there's always somebody out there that loves you and that will be there for you. And most likely, sometimes it's somebody you won't even expect. Just to know that there's always somebody that loves you and is willing to help.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Guys, this has been Efrain and Jordana here on Know Your Worth TV. It has been a pleasure. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed, or any platform that you're watching on, make sure that you do subscribe to that channel to hear some more dope interviews. And if you're in Miami, forget it. If you're not in Miami, still show up to the show. It's going to be June the 28th. You can see some of these nominees that are going to be in-house. It's going, I can just tell already by just the interviews, that's going to be, energy is going to be on another level. And to see creatives and to see community leaders in the same room, you don't know what's going to happen. Go to network, go ahead and communicate. Make sure to follow Content Creators Experience. You can do that by going to their Instagram at Content Creators EXP, or you can go to their website, contentcreatorsexp.com. Again, thank you for the collaboration. We have some more interviews, and just stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for your time.